In May of 2001, 1 week before the execution of Timothy McVeigh, Bush issued an executive order making Cheney the leader of a new terrorism task force. Cheney's job was the development of a coordinated national effort so that we may do the very best possible job of protecting our people from catastrophic harm, Bush said. That's from 9/11 Synthetic Terror, Made in USA by Webster Griffin Tarpley, the 4th edition. Very good book. Highly recommend it. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth here on YouTube. Just a reminder, the Stench of Truth Radio on blogtalkradio.com/the Stench of Truth. The link is in the description box. This week's topic, conspiracy theories. So join me and Michael Dell, who also does a blog talk radio show called the LCS Hockey Show. You can check him out on there. Yes, it's sports, but he has a keen interest in conspiracies, and he has incorporated some talk on conspiracy theories into his show, so you might want to check him out as well. So anyway, welcome to another edition here, and I just want to further comment on my previous video. Okay. First of all, I want to make it absolutely clear that although a lot of the topics that I talked about in the previous video directly relate to Republicans and Tea Party type people, that I am not making a distinction between the parties, okay? It just happens to be that they're the ones that are painted as the bad guys right now. They're the ones that are promoting the different agendas that call for drastic, draconian austerity measures be put against the American people, okay? There is no distinction between the Republicans and the Democrats. I understand none whatsoever. Okay, you have both of them are being in office to serve the corporate elite, to serve Wall Street, and to serve big business, multinational companies, and the rich. This is proven time and time again. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example of what we're dealing with right now. You have Paul Ryan, who wants to pass a budget which would in effect cause thousands and thousands of seniors to die because they will not be able to afford care. They will not be able to afford the same level of care that they get. And need I remind you that by destroying Medicare, it says anybody under 55, if you're 54 and you've been working since you were 18, how many years of money have you paid into Medicare then? You get nothing. Nothing. Do you understand? Nothing. Oof, vanished. Do you want to know why this is being pushed? Even though in time and time again, where these people have been confronted by their very own constituents who have told them, shove it up your ass and get your hands off fucking Medicare, they go back to Washington and they continue to spout the same bullshit. Now, this is what I want to know. How can you even have a conversation in a country where you have people in government reducing funding to women, infants, and children program that give money to help pay for food for fucking women, infants, and children who can't get enough to eat every fucking day, while they continue to tout fucking tax breaks, tax cuts, and rebates to fucking corporations and the rich, and at the same time make sure the Federal Reserve gives practically interest-free loans to fucking Wall Street firms that commit fraud in massive fucking amounts to fuck everybody in this fucking country. And you're going to tell me that this is a rational, reasonable fucking response? So in furtherance of this, you see what they do. They continue to push the agenda. Is it because Medicare is a problem? Fuck no! It's one of the best programs ever devised. What is government there for? It is there for the benefit of the people. What we have a problem with in this country is not government per se, and it certainly is not a government that's too big. Government that is for the people is necessary to protect us from the rapacious greed, fraud, graft, and thievery, and the destruction of the environment, people, and the future, and the entire fucking economy by the rich, by Wall Street, and by corporations which continue to hammer out their fucking agenda of profit above everything, including human fucking life. So the problem is not government per se, and it is not government programs, and it's certainly not fucking entitlements that are unsustainable, which is all a bunch of bullshit and propaganda. It's not a fucking entitlement. You pay into it. It's yours. You own it. It's not a favor. It's not a giveaway. It's something that you have a right to. Same goes for Social Security. The Republicans are the bad guy right now because they want to cut Medicare and destroy it and throw your grandmother over a cliff and take all the money that everybody 54 and younger put into the Medicare system and poof, it's all gone. Oh, sorry, we can't help you. They're painted as bad guys, but my prediction is that the Democrats and Obama, specifically Obama, will be the one that hands up Medicare on a silver platter to be destroyed in much the same way that Social Security will. Now, I ask you, why are they pushing this? Because their agenda is, and that's both parties, you understand, because they're both corporate parties, is to destroy every social safety net because they want to put the fucking economic problems this country has been subjected to since 2008 on the backs of the poor and the middle class. It's simple, period, okay? Now, if you buy the Tea Party rhetoric and the GOP rhetoric, the right-wing side of the corporate fucking party bullshit, then you think that Social Security and Medicare are unsustainable. Much like Ron Paul and Rand Paul, who have a problem with Paul Ryan's budget insofar as it doesn't go far enough. So presumably, Ron and Rand would like to see your grandmother murdered a little bit sooner than Paul Ryan would. No thank you. So, it'll be the Democrats that destroy these programs. And the reason why is because they want everybody to move into the free market. So, when they destroy Medicare and give a voucher to the elderly people, and people who are disabled, and people who don't have anybody to stand behind them, no family. What about handicapped people? What about people who have mental problems, who have nobody that can even work this stuff out for them? Well, fuck them too. Might as well just throw them into a fucking river, okay? Look, they want you in the free market, the mythical free market that doesn't exist, never existed, never will exist. Everything is run by monopolies that control the government. So, what is the problem in this country? The problem is not government, a government, too big of a government, or programs that benefit people in this fucking country. It is the corporate usurpation of the fucking power of the government. It is the fascist running of the government by corporations, the rich, and Wall Street. Wall Street continues to sit on trillions of fucking dollars that they get from the Federal Reserve at near zero interest rates. And, might I remind you, foreign banks do as well. While the states are told to go fuck yourself. And state budgets are in a morass. And the only plan that they can come up with is to cut taxes to the rich. Yeah, makes sense. Give bigger tax breaks to corporations. Yeah, that sounds about right. And put everything like a fucking lodestone, a fucking talent on your fucking back until you are crushed under the burden of everything and end up a slave to a corporate master in everything that you do. Because you won't be able to own anything. You won't have any rights, and there will be nothing left for you to do except to beg to work for a pittance like sweatshop labor in Southeast Asia. The problem is not unions, the problem is not the government, the problem is not too big of a government, the problem is not Social Security and not Medicare. The problem is the fascist control of government by corporations. That's the fucking problem. Now, A lot of people have this anti-government sentiment. Turn that around. Don't be anti-government. Be anti-corporation. I've been pointing this fact out. It's in my platform. Click on the link and go look at it. Platformforthefuture.com/Mayhem, where I have a mandatory ending of the revolving door policy between corporations and government. And no fucking money from a corporation to any candidate ever under any circumstances, in the form of money, in the form of gifts, in the form of any kind of fucking remuneration and any form, kind, or whatever from any corporation to any candidate ever, period. If you work in, say, the Treasury Department or any government position that handles any kind of decisions on money or the budget, you are barred for life from working for any company that has anything to do with finance and money. Period. If you work for the FDA, you are barred for fucking life from working for a pharmaceutical company or any company that produces drugs or is in any way related to the drug industry, and vice fucking versa. Get corporations out of government and have government work for the people. That's exactly what it should be. And stop falling for the bullshit that somehow Medicare and Social Security are the cause of the problems. When? If you look at our debt, and then you look at how much money was given by the Federal Reserve to Wall Street and to foreign banks, and compare them, we would have virtually no fucking debt. Or at least half of it would be cut if you rake that money back from the fucking greedy motherfuckers who are sitting there not even making loans or using that money for any kind of productive purpose except to make themselves fatter and fucking happier while you're crushed under the burden of more debt. Because you lost your job, house, and everything else, and can't afford to even fucking eat because they're cutting your WIC and your welfare and your Medicare and your Social Security. So you're nothing but a worthless bum laying on the street begging for change. Because that's where they want you. Now, for anybody who has not seen the movie Fight Club, I strongly urge you to see it. See the movie Fight Club. If you have seen it, then watch it again and pay close attention to Tyler Durden's plan. Project Mayhem. If we were living in a movie environment and we were dreaming up a scheme in order to effect the kind of change that we want to see in this country, we would enact Project Mayhem. Because that is a reasonable solution in this hypothetical environment that we're dreaming up. That is an answer because it addresses the real problem. If you're anti-government, stop right now and be anti-corporate usurpation of government power. Turn your attention to Wall Street and corporations, and away from the government that is just acting as proxy for the people who control the show. Demand everything for yourself and for your family and for people, for individuals, for humanity. And remember, there's no difference between the parties, as I've said before. The GOP is just cast in the bad guy character right now, so a lot of my angst is expressed in their direction. But the Democrats are exactly the same. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, it will be Obama that hands Medicare and eventually Social Security over on a silver platter for the Republicans to carve up and destroy. And his legion of Democrats as well. Thank you. Good day.